What's up, my peeps, and welcome to the prediction game video for Sheamus versus Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it's gonna happen this Sunday at Survivor Series. Same match as the last pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell, except this time there's a slight difference. Sheamus is not the world champion. Instead, Big Show's the defending champion, with Sheamus being the challenger in this rematch, trying to regain his World Heavyweight Championship. And I've got to say, this match is probably the most unpredictable matchup, in my opinion, in my view, on the Survivor Series card here. You know, I didn't expect Big Show to win the world title from Sheamus in the first place. Whenever Big Show wins a singles championship, I'm surprised. Especially when it's a World Heavyweight Championship or, you know, WWE Championship, but he hasn't won that in a long time, in a decade, I believe. But, you know, when he won the World Heavyweight Championship from Mark Henry last year, I was shocked. I didn't expect Big Show to win that title at all. I thought Mark Henry was going to hold on to that championship. At that time, I didn't even know Mark Henry was injured. And even if I knew he was injured, I would have said, okay, Mark Henry retains here. He beats the Big Show. And then Daniel Bryan cashes in, so Mark Henry gets to heal his injuries or whatever. But Big Show winning the championship, even when the guy's injured, I did not expect that. Big Show seemed like, you know, one of those guys that, you know, he gets in the title picture, he gets in these title matches, but never wins. You know, he's like this big threat, and, you know, leading up to the pay-per-view, it's like, you know, the commentators and all that, they're talking how Big Show's big and how how is the champion going to retain against this giant, but he never actually ends up winning, apart from, you know, last year. And this year against Sheamus. This year, though, I will say I was a little less shocked and surprised than when he won it off Mark Henry. Just because he had done it against Mark Henry already, so it was a little bit less of a shocker, I guess you could say. But still, it was a shocker nonetheless. And not only that, but it was also surprising that the actual matchup between Sheamus and Big Show was pretty entertaining. I liked the matchup. You know, we were coming off a feud between Del Rio and Sheamus, which lasted, what, 3 pay-per-views, I think? And that, oh my, that was like such a boring feud to me. I was not entertained at all. You know, SmackDown during that feud, I didn't like watching SmackDown during that feud at all. So I'm glad Del Rio is no longer in the title, you know, feud with Sheamus, but you know, once we were done with the Del Rio and Sheamus feud, and then we moved on to the Sheamus and Big Show feud, really, who would have thought that the Sheamus Big Show feud would be so much more entertaining than the Sheamus and Del Rio feud, you know? So yeah, I was definitely surprised not only at Big Show's title victory, but the matchup being pretty entertaining, and the feud, you know, actually being pretty good too. Not as good as the matchup, in my opinion, but anyways, they did a good job at just making Big Show, showing us that the Big Show really is Sheamus' biggest challenge yet, his hardest opponent or whatever. You know, Sheamus kicked out of the WMD. Nobody's ever kicked out of that. Taker hasn't kicked out of it. Randy hasn't kicked out of it. Randy Orton hasn't kicked out of the WMD. Basically, nobody's kicked out of that punch apart from Sheamus. So him kicking out, that was a huge shocker. And then, you know, Big Show had to hit him once again with the WMD, and then he got the victory. And also, has anybody ever kicked out of the bro kick? I'm not too sure about that. If somebody has, then I think it was Triple H when Sheamus took out Triple H in that matchup at Extreme Rules or something like that, or maybe at WrestleMania. Did Sheamus connect with that bro kick against Triple H at WrestleMania when they faced off? I don't recall, but whatever. Anyways, bottom line, good matchup between the two. So, let's just talk about the Survivor Series matchup here. So, Big Show's the champion here, and last time he was the champion, it lasted 45 seconds. You know, Daniel Bryan cashed in and won the title of Big Show. This time, nobody cashed in. Dolph Ziggler did not cash in, and Big Show's actually champion more than 45 seconds. He's been champion now for what, 3 weeks, I think? And he's been pretty dominant, you know, on knocking out William Regal on Raw, just punching him like 1,000 times and knocking him out afterwards. And, you know, attacking Sheamus at the pub or whatever. So, you know, Big Show's been being pretty dominant. Kind of like the Mark Henry title reign. he just won the championship, so we don't know how long he's gonna be that dominant. But so far, it is kind of like the Mark Henry 2011 title reign, where Mark Henry was just dominant and beating these top faces, which we didn't expect him to beat. Just like Mark Henry beat Randy twice in a row on pay-per-view. Big Show beat Sheamus, not twice in a row, at least not yet, but he did beat him on, at Hell in a Cell. Will he do it twice in a row, just like Mark Henry? I don't know, I guess we'll see, but I'm actually predicting that Sheamus wins this matchup. I know some people might say, it's too soon for Big Show to lose the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, I mean, he did lose the title 45 seconds last time, so I don't get how it's too soon when, he lost it earlier last time. But, the reason for that is, the reason why I think Sheamus is going to win is, when I think about these predictions, I also think about, the rematch clause. Because when a champion loses his title, he gets a rematch clause. So, let's say Big Show actually beats Sheamus a second time, by pinfall or submission. What happens then? Well, Big Show just beat Sheamus, and then at TLC, we need another opponent for Big Show, which I would predict would be Sheamus. Because TLC is it's a good pay-per-view to end feuds. You could end the feud in like this stipulation matchup, this hardcore Extreme Rules matchup, whatever, a tables or ladders or even a chairs match. It's a good pay-per-view to end feuds on, just like Hell in a Cell is. So for that's one of the reasons. And on top of that, I do believe that Sheamus is going to get his revenge at the end. They've talked about how can Sheamus beat the Big Show? He's never been Big Show before. Big Show kicked out of the bro kick. Can Sheamus do it? There's a lot of emphasis on that. Which is why I think the face, Sheamus, is going to prove the doubters wrong in the end and actually beat Big Show to prove that, hey, he can beat the Big Show. So I do believe he will, indeed take that championship back from the Big Show. Question is it going to happen at TLC or Survivor Series? I think it's going to happen at Survivor Series. So, back to what I was saying. Let's say Big Show does win at Survivor Series. He, hits him with 2 WMDs again or something like that and gets a pinfall victory or submission victory. Then at TLC, like I said, I think Sheamus gets another shot by winning some number 1 contenders match, and then they have another match at TLC. And like I said, I think if Sheamus doesn't win the title back at Survivor Series, he's gonna win it back at TLC. So let's say he wins it back at TLC. Then because Big Show was the champion at TLC, he's entitled to a rematch. So then he would get a rematch against Sheamus at probably the Royal Rumble. So what that means is we would get 4 straight pay-per-view title matches between Big Show and Sheamus. I don't think that's gonna happen. And that's the main reason why I think Big Show is not going to retain his championship and beat Sheamus at Survivor Series. Because I don't think we're gonna have 4 straight one-on-one, title matches on pay-per-views between Sheamus and Big Show. Usually at the Rumble, the champion gets a fresh opponent, and like I said, I doubt we're gonna get Big Show versus Sheamus at Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, TLC, and the Rumble. 4 straight pay-per-views, I really don't think so. So, yeah, that's pretty much the big reason why I think Sheamus is going to win back his title at Survivor Series. Now, if Sheamus were to win, let's say Sheamus wins at Survivor Series, then Big Show gets his rematch clause at TLC. TLC, Sheamus could beat Big Show once again to end the feud, and that's it for that. Big Show can't get another rematch clause because, he got his rematch clause already at TLC. So, yeah, that's pretty much my reasoning. Now, as far as Dolph Ziggler, and if I think he's going to cash in anytime soon against one of these two, if Dolph is going to cash in anytime soon, I definitely think it's going to be against Sheamus, since Sheamus is a face, Ziggler is a heel. Makes sense, right? So if Dolph, does indeed cash in soon, then I see Sheamus, like I said, beating Big Show at Survivor Series for the championships and winning his title back. Then in the rematch at TLC, he retains his championship against the Big Show in a tables match, ladder, or chairs, I don't know. And after the matchup, Big Show knocks out Sheamus, and then Dolph Ziggler cashes in on Sheamus. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for my prediction for Survivor Series, and I guess I also gave you guys my prediction on when Dolph is going to cash in. So, we'll see if I'm right. And in the comment section, guys, I'd like to hear when you think Dolph Ziggler is going to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. With that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.